Cashed in with 2 out of 3 complimentary plays last night, scoring with Wyoming in part one of its annual border war with Colorado State, also scoring with Utah with a home rout of Colorado. Lost with the free pick on Maryland. And didn't I say to you that it was one of those games that sooner or later, Maryland, you're going to find this team having a hiccup game? And it was certainly last night. No rhyme or reason for the loss. I mean, it seemed too good to be true. Now, some people will say, oh, it was a trap game. But in reality, it was too good to be true. There you had a Maryland team laying a bucket at Illinois, a Illini team that lost its leading scorer and leading rebounder to a broken hand in Monday's practice, and a Illini team that started off conference play 0-2 and was playing its Big Ten home opener last night, and naturally they win the game outright. What really made it devastating was the fact that Brad Wilton, one of the featured discounted handicappers yesterday, happened to have his second straight 100-dimer and 100-dime college basketball winner number 7 out of 10 overall on the Terrapins last night. Also, a bad day yesterday for the charity play of the week. Anthony Redd not only lost his 60-dime total, which was the charity play, but the 30-dime bonus play, he lost that as well. Shawn Michaels, looking for another 50-dime winner in college hoops, was on the wrong side of the Cal-Southern Cal game. The only winner, as he has been every single day so far this week, was once again Gabriel DuPont. And today, another max wager release at a huge discount. 100-dime winner number 11 out of 12 over the past 6 weeks, and number 4 the past 4 days. It's his Pac-12 game of the year, Arizona and Oregon. You save $65, just like you did last night when you got his Mountain West game of the year, Air Force by 22 over San Jose. And you get that discounted winner simply by using the coupon code PAC. Now that's PAC for the Pac-12. PAC. That'll save you $65 off the purchase price. Hit the 100-dime Big East game of the year, of course, 2 nights ago with Villanova by 18 at St. John's. And then it hit his 100-dime dog of the year, you may recall, on Monday night when he gave you South Alabama an 8.5-point road puppy, winning outright by 3 over Arkansas Little Rock. $10 bettors up $9,200 the past 6 weeks in all sports combined. Also, Steve Buden's #1 college basketball crew, the Brooklyn College Boys, their first 75-dime play of the season goes tonight. It's their Pac-12 game of the year, Stanford and UCLA. It's a late tip-off at Pauley Pavilion at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, last year, matter of fact, I should say, their last 75-dimer happened to be their one and only 75-dime Big Dance game of the year, which was UConn in the upset of Florida in last April's Final Four, which capped an 11-6 postseason run for them. You save $50, you get it for just $27 by using coupon code Brooklyn27. Brooklyn27. All your other complimentary plays, your promos, etc., you can access it over on the homepage. Let's get to your free picks here for the video report. First of all, in the NBA, I'm willing to lay the 12 points with the Raptors here, coming off a tough road trip. They had won 8 out of 9 before finishing a 6-game road trip in which they went 2-4 overall with 3 straight losses at Portland, at Golden State, and at Phoenix. Meanwhile, the Hornets come in here hot. They won 104-95 at Boston. They won 98-90 at Orlando. And then last night, 98-84 over New Orleans at home, overcoming a 13-point deficit in the third quarter. So why am I going against a team that is hot against instead laying double digits with one that is slumping? Because the Raptors are back at home where they played exceptionally well this season. And also because the Hornets are a tired team. Listen, what they have done, give them props. Especially considering that Al Jefferson, their leading scorer and rebounder, is out indefinitely with a hamstring pull. And definitely have to acknowledge the fact that Kemba Walker has been magnificent 3 straight games of at least 30 points. And FYI, that's why they've won those 3 straight games. But they're now playing their 3rd game in 4 days, their 5th game in 7 days. That's a tough stretch for a Raptors team that is rested and lying in wait. And I'm going to go with the Raptors, who are still averaging 110.7 points in their last 7 games. Kyle Lowry averaging 25.8 points in his last 6 games. Kemba Walker is not going to be able to just sit back and look on the offensive end. He's going to have to play some D tonight. So I'll go with the Raptors to rebound in this one. BYU is a 15-point home favorite against Pepperdine. You know, Pepperdine gave them a scare last year when they played in Provo, because just 10 days earlier, they pulled the upset 80-74 in Malibu to snap a 7-game skid. And then 10 days later, as I said, in Provo, they only lost by 12 points despite the fact that they were without 2 starters. Now, BYU opened up conference play with a couple of blowout wins, 99-68 at San Francisco. They were only a 4.5-point favorite in that game. Everybody thought the Dons in revenge would extract a pound of flesh. Instead, they got pounded. They also crushed Santa Clara 81-46, hitting 23 three-pointers in those 2 games. And before hitting the road, they had beaten Portland at home 97-88. That's the same Portland team that upset UNLV, remember? And so they won 3 straight since losing to Gonzaga, a game in which they trailed by 16 early, eventually lost by 7, but they had narrowed it down to a 2-bucket game in the final minutes of that particular contest. Now, Pepperdine comes in here with one of the nation's top 3-point defenses, holding foes to just 23.5 points a game. The flu bug went through BYU here in the past 3-4 days, although everybody was back on the practice floor yesterday. Cougars still without their starting forward, Nate Austin, out for a couple more weeks with a hamstring pull. BYU leading the nation in scoring, a little over 83 points a game, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to take Pepperdine plus the 15 points in this one. The Waves are not scared of BYU. They proved that last year, and I think they'll be able to stay within the number. Your final play, one of those obscure games, and don't laugh, I'm already 3-0 going on or against Nebraska of Omaha this season. And Nebraska of Omaha, it sounds like a mutual fund firm, right? Nebraska of Omaha. Actually, it's Nebraska Omaha with the hyphen. Minus 3 points at home against North Dakota State. Quick, what's the nickname of North Dakota State? The Bison. And I know none of you out there know the nickname in Nebraska Omaha unless you've been paying attention to my previous reports. The Mavericks. Listen, best news from Nebraska Omaha. They got their starting point guard, Devin Patterson, back. He's missed the last 2.5 games. And listen, he's their second leading scorer, 13.6 points a game, leads the Summit League in steals, and is second in assists in the league. This is a guy who averages 31.5 minutes a game. He is back tonight. Mavericks return home after a 1-3 road trip in which they split their first 2 conference games. They're 5-0 at home this season, including beating Nevada by 24 points. The Bisons have won 4 in a row and 6 out of 7, but they're 1-4 straight up on the road with a little caveat here. They have lost to Texas and Iowa, expected road losses, but I just think this is a good spot to ride Nebraska Omaha at home. So Nebraska Omaha, Pepperdine, and the Toronto Raptors, your 3 freebies for today. Best of luck to you guys, and I'll catch you again tomorrow when we do this again.